Bambu Lab just announced their brand new P2S, but I'm here to tell you why this might be your biggest mistake in 2025. Okay, maybe this is a little bit too dramatic, but I thought that with this brand new product coming up, I should just give you my own personal 6-month review or 212 days user experience review of using Bambu Lab A1. Hopefully by me sharing my experience when that P2S is being revealed with all the functions and features, you will have a little bit more understanding of which features and functions would you actually need, would you actually use on a daily basis, and most likely why the Bambu Lab A1 still is the best, not necessarily beginner printer, but the first 3D printer you could possibly get in 2025. If you are new here on the channel, my name is Lucas and I started this 3D printing YouTube channel by accident. I am a full-time YouTuber without any DIY experience and I just wanted to create some merch for my main YouTube channel. 6 months later, we find ourselves here with 4 active Bambu Lab printers. Just for a disclaimer, I haven't received any of these printers from Bambu Lab. I purchased my first Bambu Lab A1 with my own money. After that, the local distributor here in Taiwan and Hong Kong, 3D Mart, has been super generous with supporting this channel with all these different printers, such as an H2D and also a second Bambu Lab A1 combo. And if you are interested in getting started or just expanding your 3D printing, either business or hobby, please go and check out 3D Mart and they will answer every single question you can possibly have about 3D printing. And spoiler alert, since I don't want to waste any more of your valuable time, Bambu Lab A1 is my 100% recommendation if you are watching this video thinking about which printer to buy. But I do want to leave a huge note saying that I am referring to the combo version, including the AMS Lite in this case. It's just such a massive improvement compared to just having the printer by itself. As I am recording this today, the Bambu Lab A1 and A1 Mini is only compatible with the AMS Lite, but this month, October 2025, Bambu Lab has said there will be an over-the-air firmware update, so the Bambu Lab A1 will be compatible with the AMS 2 Pro. And if we do a little bit deep dive into the Bambu Lab wiki page, we can see that all current available versions of the AMS will also be compatible with the Bambu Lab A1, with up to 4 AMSs being connected at the same time, which means that you can now, or at least next month, print with 16 colors if you are using the 4 different filament AMSs, either the AMS or the AMS 2 Pro. And if you are anything like I was 6 months ago or 212 days ago, you might think about, I want to start 3D printing just for fun, but maybe down the road I will start up my own 3D printing business or just like selling some 3D prints on the side. In that case, I still 100% recommend starting with one Bambu Lab A1 and then if you feel like the need for it, expanding your entire printing farm with another Bambu Lab A1, because the benefits of having 2 separate printers instead of just having one maybe slightly better printer is that you can not only print 2 different products at the same time, you can also have one for just like printing out your entire stock and just like going on repeat 24/7, and then you will have one when you try some different prototypes, some different designs, and just like playing around with just for fun. And I want to be very careful with like selling like hopes and dreams of success and everything like this. But with that said, I did have this with a 3D printing business in mind, which is now up and running. But I have to say it has been far much of a greater success that I could possibly imagine. So far, to this date, 6 months and change, I have a total revenue of over 5,000 USD, which is like mind-blowing. And as if that was not enough, I actually very recently, like we're talking like just a few days ago, I received one order that completely paid for my entire investment of one Bambu Lab A1 combo with all the required filaments that I needed in order to start my business. And this is very much real time. So here on my table, as I am recording this, we do have 100 Taiwanese bears in my case, which is my main mascot for my YouTube channel here in Taiwan. And I received one order of 100 of these bears, which are created half by myself because I was the one adding this like Taiwan logo, but the overall bear comes from Maker Lab and their AI generating thing, which is like mind-blowing that you could just create and sell things like this that you have like literally created out of thin air. I have no affiliate or benefit if you do purchase a Bambu Lab printer, but with that said, you will find some other affiliate links to other brands and accessories and everything that I am using myself. And you also have countless other videos here on the channel where I'm talking about all these other kinds of aspects, both 3D printing business related, but also my overall experience in general as well. Another thing that I have learned is great with the Bambu Lab A1, that is that it's using the exact same build plate as in my case the X1C and also the P2S. Again, I don't have the actual details regarding the P2S, but my personal guess is that it will keep the same build plate of 256mm cube. And the amazing part is that I can just buy a bunch of these different plates and then just like switch between these different printers. And although the included PEI plate is absolutely perfect 99% of the time, you could also get some other third-party accessories. The cryo grip plates from BQ, I would show it to you right now, but it actually is being used here in my X1C. And I also have the exact same one for the larger H2D as well, with both being my daily plate, the one I'm using all the time. So far we've only talked about the Bambu Lab A1 printer, but I do want to talk about that AMS Lite as well, which when I first got my printer I was super happy about, and I thought that this is perfect. I don't understand why you would need the other more expensive AMS, which at the time and still today is not compatible with the A1 anyway. And if you're not familiar, one of the greatest benefits of the AMS is that it is enclosed, which means that you can put these desiccants inside in order to keep the filament dry, which is very important for the little bit more exotic or more advanced filaments. But for PLA or even for PETG, if you do have a dedicated dryer, at least in my experience, you don't really need that. I have been printing outside without an enclosure on my A1, and I've had like PETG which has been dried but then stored outside in my normal room for like months, and then I reprinted it again, has been totally fine. If I do see that there are some issues with the printing quality, I just run another drying cycle and it will last for like another month or two before I need to dry it again. For PLA you don't have to worry about this at all unless you like live in an ocean or something, I guess. With that said, after been printing now for like over 6 months, it is noticeably more annoying to change the filaments from the A1 AMS Lite, especially if you have it like myself, top mounted with 2 of these filaments being like behind the printer. It gets a little bit annoying if you do end up switching filaments every single day. And the added benefit of going with the AMS2 Pro is that if you do want to upgrade in the future, then your new Bambu Lab printer will be compatible with the AMS2 Pro as well, whereas the AMS Lite is only supported by the A series of printers with the A1 and A1 Mini. I also want to talk a little bit about the reliability and just overall maintenance, and there is like literally nothing you need to do. The printer will give you some updates here and there saying that you need to like put some grease on some rails, and that's like literally it. I just checked all my printers before recording this video, and I have 788 printing hours on one of the A1s. I have 588 printing hours on the other. My X1C have 837, my H2D have 445, which makes a total of 2,658 printing hours during these last 212 days, which means that I have had a total of 12 hours of printing every single day since I started this 3D printing journey and 3D printing channel. That means that on average, all my 4 printers have been running 3 hours every single day for the last 212 days, and I have had 1 real maintenance issue, and it looked like this. So this is like the old one that sat on the printer. Yeah, you can kind of see that something has happened here. I don't know why. The issue was that although the nozzle, the hot end, fits perfectly on this little nozzle holder. When I install all of this on the printer, then the nozzle doesn't fit perfectly. So there's some issue between this part here and the rest of the printer. After emailing back and forth with Bambu Lab for like 2-3 days, they send me another unit of this, which I then installed myself. You have all the instructions like right there on the website. And after that, it has worked perfectly. Now back to Bambu Lab A1 and comparing it with the upcoming P2S. One thing that was a little bit confusing for me when I compared A1 with the P1S or the X1C at the time was which benefits do I actually get with these like larger enclosed printers. And it basically came down to 3 things. Other more expensive printers were enclosed, and I didn't really know what that meant and why I needed that. They said that because it's enclosed, you can then print with more advanced professional filaments, but turns out that you could still be a professional 3D printer without using professional filaments. The other difference I noticed between the A1 and the other more advanced higher-end printers was that the A1 is a bed slinger with the bed moving back and forth, whereas the other ones are XYZ core printers. The bed just goes like very slowly down as you're printing it. So in theory, it is a more stable print, and especially if you're printing some larger or some taller items, it will be more secure on these bigger and more advanced printers. Again, if you go with the BQ Cryo Grip plate, you will have a much more better grip on your prints. I have to say, I have a broken finger, so I only have 4 fingers on my hand, but I can still count on only one hand how many times the A1 has actually failed me, which I guess is due to being the fact that it's a bed slinger and not as stable as the other core XY printers. That does not mean that you will never have any issues, because the #1 reason for why your prints might fail is because you don't actually wash the build plate in between these different prints, and you do accidentally or on purpose touch this build plate with your hands, so the oil gets stuck on the plate. Then in that case, it doesn't matter if you have a A1 or even like an H2D. You still need to wash the build plates to make sure that you do have the best adhesion and the best printing quality. And the third thing, and the only thing that I felt like Bambu Lab A1 was not as good as when it came to the other high-end printers. That is the integrated camera. So for me, who are making like YouTube videos, I do want to show these time lapses of all the prints I'm making. And if that is your plan, if you want to do it for social media, or if you want to do it as part of your promotion for your business, then yeah, the A1 is terrible. Like it does not have a time lapse function that is like functional. But with that said, you could actually get the official Bambu Lab time-lapse cyber brick thing, which I have purchased, I have installed it, I have tried it, it is amazing. But you just have to take my word for it, because I don't have any time lapses yet, because I have been very, very busy with everything else. It works, it is super easy. I have tried it both with my professional like Canon R5 camera and my iPhone. It is absolutely super easy. You just have to take my word for that. But it works, and I promise I'm gonna make a video about that very, very soon. So if that's something that you want to see, please do remember to subscribe to this channel. And if there's anything else that you want to see, please do also remember to leave a comment down below. It really helps me to know what I should be talking about next. And I do have some time-lapse function videos coming up, and then we also have maybe a few more prints for upcoming Halloween. If you have not seen my previous video talking about all these amazing prints, I will have a few more aces up my sleeve coming up here on the channel very, very soon. Again, I have no idea about the upcoming features and functions of the P2S, but at least now you have my 6 months or 212 days feedback of living with the Bambu Lab A1. To be honest, of course, now I also have the X1C and the H2D. So of course I try to use these higher end machines a little bit more, and I do use my A1s as backup if I do need to have a huge production run, for example. But I hope that if you are not necessarily a beginner, but just like a first time 3D printer, having no idea about the different printings and the functions that you will actually need, again, I 100% recommend going with the Bambu Lab A1, especially now when it will be compatible with this more proper AMS units as well, which you then can use to your future printers if you do decide to continue in the Bambu Lab infrastructure system and upgrade your printer, but then keeping your AMSs. And if my assumption is correct that Bambu Lab will have an A1 AMS 2 Pro combo when that firmware update comes out, then yeah, that for now will be my 100% number one recommendation when it comes to getting started with 3D printing in general. Just as a side note, I have actually tried 2 other printers from 2 other brands as well, which I will make a more dedicated review on later here on the channel. But spoiler alert, Bambu Lab A1 all the way. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with Alice and like, ends with S. And subscribe. Please do both. And see you all in the next one.